Good afternoon, world. This is Ivan Amir again. It's going to be another very interesting video. I'll probably make a good 30, 45, 1 hour video here. And I'm going to watch the video with you guys. So yeah, I finally watched Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever. I thought the movie was pretty good, but it's a step down from the first one in my opinion. I thought the movie was a little messy. The story was kind of all over the place. You can tell Ryan Coogler and his co-writer, they probably struggled with some scenes because the movie was kind of all over the place. It was a little bit messy. Like in the beginning of the movie, you know what I'm saying? The beginning of the movie, obviously, right? Namor is looking for that scientist girl, right? He wants her dead. And all of a sudden, that whole plot with him wanting her dead, they push that plot to the side. He's like, yeah, by the way, I don't really care about the I don't really care about the scientist girl. I want what? I want the Wakandians I want the Wakandians and Namor's tribe, whatever it is. I forget what they're called, to partner up and start a war against the world, obviously. You know what I'm saying? They capture Shuri and they capture the scientist girl, and all of a sudden that whole story about Namor wanting the scientist girl dead, that plot's pushed aside. She pretty much became a useless character. Martin Freeman was a useless character. He works for the CIA, whatever it is, and you know what I'm saying. And he's the other lady, the other CIA lady. She finds out he's friends with the Wakandians, and he gets arrested. His role in the movie was pointless. That's why the movie was a bit of a mess. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. It was a good movie. I don't know. I'd give it a good 6.5 out of 10. It was pretty good. But it's not as good as the first one. The first one was much better than the fucking second one. But I'll admit though, the music in Black Panther 2 is better than the first movie. Beautiful soundtrack. Remember that scene when spoiler? Remember that scene when Namor takes Shuri to see see Talokan, whatever it is, to see that city. Remember you got that music with Shuri seeing the city. I thought that was very beautiful. Beautiful music, obviously. Beautiful cinematography, more beautiful cinematography, more beautiful music. Namor is a more formidable opponent than Killmonger, obviously. He has powers, whereas Killmonger doesn't. In Black Panther 1, the only enemy was Killmonger, pretty much, and Claw. Whereas Namor has a whole army with him, obviously, and he's very powerful, obviously. He can breathe underwater, he can fly, he can destroy ships. He's more powerful than Killmonger, obviously. But the first movie was better than the second movie, obviously. The first thing you notice about the movie is that Chadwick Boseman is missing. He's not in the movie. Chadwick Boseman not being in the movie, lower the quality of the Black Panther franchise a little bit. And the Black Panther 2 story was a bit of a mess. It was kind of all over the place. It was all over the place. Shuri is very kind to Namor. You know what I'm saying? Show me your city. And Namor shows her the city, obviously. And spoiler, you know what I'm saying? Nakia, she comes to rescue. She rescues Shuri, obviously. And she ends up killing one of Namor's people, obviously. And Namor launches an attack on Wakanda, and then, spoiler alert, the Queen of Ramonda, she dies, obviously. Queen Ramonda dies in the movie. So to all you guys who have not seen the movie, sorry, I spoiled it for you. Queen Ramonda of Black Panther, she dies. Namor kills her. She drowns in the water, whatever it is, right, to save the scientist girl. And I'm just like, having Queen Ramonda die, I think, was a bad idea. I think, and having Shuri become Black Panther was a bad idea. Like, Shuri is not fit to be Black Panther. She's not that strong. You know what I'm saying? She's what? Yeah, I thought Black Panther 2 was the first half of it. The beginning of it was pretty good. The story was picking up, obviously. Okay, Namor wants that scientist girl dead. Oh, that would be an interesting plot. And the plot shifts to what? Shuri getting revenge on Namor, killing her mother and all that stuff. And it's just like, ah. In the end, Shuri decides not to kill him, and they end up what? She makes peace with Namor and his tribe. I'm like, ah. This movie's kind of all over the place. The action sequences weren't that great. The war in the end with what? The war in the end with the Wakanians versus Tolkien tribe. Tolkien tribe, whatever it's called. Tolkien tribe, whatever it is. Yeah, the war with the Tolkien tribe in the end wasn't that great, obviously. And what? And Ryan Coogler has to stop doing that. Stop doing this. Ryan, stop doing that thing in your action scene, because where you have the Wakanians surrounded by people all the time. You gotta stop doing that. He did the same thing in Black Panther 2. The tribe, the Wakanda tribe was surrounded by the Water tribe, obviously. Namor's people, obviously. He did the same thing again like he did in Black Panther 1. And one thing that you notice in the movie is that what? What's Daniel Kaluuya's character? I forget what his name is. He was not in the movie because he was filming Nope, obviously. I noticed how Daniel Kaluuya was not in the movie. I noticed, I'm like, yeah, where's Daniel Kaluuya? Where the hell is Daniel Kaluuya? What happened to him? They don't explain it in the movie, obviously. The movie was a bit messy. It was kind of all over the place. But don't hate me, Kevin Feige. Don't hate me, Ryan Coogler. Black Panther 2 was a step down from the first one. Beautiful music. Black Panther 2 has very beautiful music. Better cinematography, more beautiful music than the first one. But the story was not that great. It was a drop in quality. It wasn't that good. There's a reason why I only made $800 million. Like I predicted, right? It was the first one made $1.3 billion. It made $1.3 billion the first one. Compared to the $800 million is still a lot of money, obviously. Considering Chadwick Boseman wasn't in the movie, $800 million is a good result for Black Panther 2. But it was a step down from the first one. The first one was better by miles better than the second one. In terms of quality and story, better than the first one. It was a masterpiece. I saw it like 5 times on theaters. Black Panther 2 is a movie I can probably only see maybe once or twice on theaters. Whereas Black Panther I saw like 5-6 times on theaters, like 5 years ago when it came out on theaters. Came out 2018, right? Yeah. And I wonder what they're going to do with the third Black Panther movie. How are they going to end the franchise? Chances are they're probably only going to make one more Black Panther movie. They're going to end it there. One more Black Panther movie, perhaps a fourth one, but we'll see what happens in the future, obviously. Sarah? Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the movie. I spoiled a few things for you guys. Queen Ramonda dies. Chadwick Boseman dies in the beginning of the movie by an illness, but they don't explain how he died. It just starts off with Shuri in her headquarters, and then they're like, yeah, your brother's dying, and then he ends up dying. They get the news that Chadwick Boseman dies. T'Challa dies, and then they honor him in the beginning of the movie right away. You can tell that the moment Chadwick Boseman died, Ryan Coogler and his partner, his writing partner, they were stressed out. They had to go in there and try to fix the story. Okay, how can we have what story we're going to tell having Black Panther? How are we going to explain away Chadwick Boseman's passing? And the movie starts off with Chadwick Boseman's death, and they honor him in the funeral, obviously. You see his picture up, billboard picture up, and they don't really explain how he died. They just say he died by an illness. And then Shuri becomes Black Panther in the end, which I think was a stupid decision. I think someone else should have been Black Panther. Shuri is not really white. She's not fit to be Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if Shuri is a new Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? In the future, I don't know how the franchise how well the franchise will do, right? With Shuri as Black Panther, I don't know. We'll see what happens, because she's not Chadwick Boseman. Don't hate me, Latia Wright. She's not Chadwick Boseman. Huh? But overall, it was a good movie. 6.5 out of 10 for me. Pretty good movie, but it wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was a huge step down from the first one. The first one was better than the second Black Panther 2 movies, Sarah. And then next week, I'm going to watch Avatar. I'm going to bust to the hall. I'm going to see it at the theaters. Black Panther 2, I saw it on my TV. It's out on Disney Plus now, right? Whereas Black Panther 2, I didn't really care about seeing it on theaters. Whereas Avatar, you got to see that on theaters. Like, that's the kind of movie you got to see on theaters. You want to get the theatrical 3D technology experience and the visual effects. You got to see the movie like Avatar on theaters. And tonight I might watch Megan, the movie Megan. I might watch that tonight. So after I make this video, I'll upload it, eat some pizza, and then later on I'll go to the store get my smokes. When I come back home, I'll probably watch Megan, or hopefully John Campea has an episode of Ask Me Anything on his YouTube channel. I might watch that if he uploads it. If not, then I'll watch a movie tonight. Yeah, Black Panther 2 was a step down from the first one. It was not as good as the first one, man. The first one was better, son. First one was better. It was a better movie. Was a better movie, Sarah. The first one was so good, I saw it like 5-6 times on theaters. Back in 2018, like 5 years ago, I remember that I saw it like 5 times on theaters. It was so good. It was a 9 out of 10 for me, man. It was an amazing movie. 9.5 out of 10 for me. It was an amazing movie. Whereas the second one was a drop down. It was like 6.5 out of 10 for me. Wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. The movie had problems. Bit messy plot. The story was all over the place. Like there wasn't really like a main focus in the plot. Oh, you had all these stuff going on. Like the Martin Freeman character. The Martin Freeman character and the scientist girl character, I thought they were done dirty, as they were useless characters. They had no purpose for the plot, pretty much. They were useless characters. The scientist girl was a useless. She had some meaning in the beginning of the story when they were after when the water people were after her, and later on they push her to the side, and you can tell Ryan Coogler he struggled with how to write that character. Okay, what happens to her in the remains of the story? We don't know. Let's just have her be in Wakanda, and she builds her own machine, her own machine, whatever it is. And I'm like, yeah, she's kind of like a useless character. The Martin Freeman character was useless, a useless character. The story was a bit messy. The action sequences weren't that great either. They weren't that great either, Sarah. The war in the end was terrible, which with the Wakandians versus the Water People tribe. It was a terrible war. It wasn't that great, Sarah. The scene where Shuri fights Namor in the end, that was also terrible. It wasn't that great it wasn't epic. The first one is a lot more epic than the Yes, Black Panther 2, like Namor is a more formidable opponent compared to Killmonger because he has powers. Whereas Killmonger doesn't have any powers. Yes, he became Black Panther. Yes, he drank the herb and he became Black Panther, obviously. But Namor is very, very powerful. And he has like an army. Whereas Killmonger doesn't have an army. It was just him. And he kills T'Challa. Supposedly kills T'Challa, and he takes the throne as king of Wakanda, Black Panther. And the people have to follow him, obviously. But Michael B. Jordan is in the movie. He has a cameo in the movie for like a couple minutes. When Shuri drinks the herb and she goes to the ancestral plane, and she sees Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan's in the movie. I thought that was pretty cool. Michael B. Jordan in the second movie, but the movie wasn't that good, man. It wasn't that great. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. It was pretty good. John Campea liked it. He's like, yeah, I like it, but it's not great. Yeah, it's not great of a movie, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Like Ryan Coogler could have done a better job, right? He could have done a better job. As the story was a bit messy, it was kind of all over the place when you watch. Trust me, you see what I mean when you watch the movie. When you watch Black Panther 2, you're gonna notice how the story is a bit messy. It's kind of all over the place. You don't really have a focus. Whereas this first movie was very, very focused and linear. Whereas the second movie was kind of all over the place. You have all these things going on. Martin Freeman's useless plot, useless character. The scientist is a really useless character. And Baku was that. They could have used him better in the movie. He wasn't that. I found he didn't play that much big of a role in the movie. Daniel Kaluuya is not present in the movie. What happened to him? They don't explain it. He's just gone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then Queen Ramonda dies, which I thought was a bad idea. They had Queen Ramonda die, that way Shuri could become Queen of Wakanda and she can take the Black Panther mantle. Obviously. Take the Black Panther mantle. Sincere. And she ends up becoming Black Panther at the end of the movie. Towards the end of the movie, she becomes Black Panther. I'm like, Shuri Black Panther was kind of silly, you know what I'm saying? That was a bit stupid, but overall, the movie was pretty good. It was a good movie, but it wasn't as good as the first one. Yeah, and Avatar now hit $2 billion, so congratulations to James Cameron. Avatar now grossed $2+ billion. I think it took out Avengers, Infinity War, and Force Awakens, and it might even perhaps catch up to Titanic. So congratulations to James Cameron. His movie was a very successful hit. It was a massive hit, and his movie was very profitable, obviously. As the other Avatar movies were profitable following afterwards. So congrats to James Cameron. He proved me wrong. I thought Avatar would do less than... Well, I predicted it would do less than $2 billion, but I said I will not be surprised if it does more than $2 billion. And it hit $2 billion. I am not surprised, as Avatar is a generational movie. It's a movie that where a lot of that can have a lot of repeat viewings, a lot of word of mouth buzz, right? It's a kind of movie that can really generate money, because the visual effects are stunning in Avatar. That's why I want to see the movie next week before the movie before the theatrical run ends. I want to watch it on theaters. That way I can get the theatrical experience when I watch Avatar. I'll bust the hall and I'll watch the movie. Watch the movie. I'll bust the hall and watch it. I'm sorry. Yeah, you guys better enjoy this series Why So Gad Man. As I told you, I'm only going to be pumping out like 2-3 videos a week now. My voice is done. I'm tired. I don't feel like making all these videos every day. I can't even do videos every day anymore. Like now, I just wake up and I get my beer and smoke and I watch YouTube, John Campia movies. I don't feel like making all these videos and not getting paid for it. And you better enjoy this series while you still can, because I'm soon signing out for good. Like when I mean for good, I mean I'm not even gonna pump out listening videos for you. I'm gonna what? To make my money. I don't know. I make my $10 million off my book. I save my beautiful wife and what? And then you're left behind. You're not saved. And I'm gonna live my life with VJ, and you can live your life. And I wish you the best. Because I am now King on Billionaire on the main event, you feel left out because you're not a part of my life. Obviously, you're not a part of me and VJ's life. Our business life and our personal life. Me and VJ's personal life. Going clothes shopping. You know what I'm saying? Parties, going to the clubs, going to the bars. I'm going to be going to a lot of clubs with VJ, gassing with him, making out. Going to what? The bars with VJ. Going to nice restaurants. Going to events. Seeing movies on theaters. Going clothes shopping. Doing parties in the yard. Doing parties in my condo. Traveling around the world, staying in all these suites. Limo services, everything. Yeah, you're not a part of that. And you're also not a part of my business. Like me and VJ are going to be movie stars for Zanus. I'm going to experience worldwide fame for that. And you guys are all left out of that. You're not saved. You're left behind. Such crazy fame, guys. You guys are going to cry. You're looking at international fame. Something crazy. Yeah. Yeah, but you know the Black Panther 2 music, man? Yeah, think of beautiful music like that for Zanus, man. Like, you remember that scene when Shuri, when Namor flies, they fly, they go in the water and they swim to his city, obviously, like way down below, and she sees the city. You get that beautiful music. Yeah, I think of beautiful music like that for Zanus. That's why Zanus should be like the best or the most adventure. Yeah, I mean, Hazard was just compose some nice music. Yeah. Give me a sec, guys. I'm going to go get some pizza upstairs. I'm going to shut this camera here for a sec. Or no, I'll leave it open. I'll leave the camera open. Or I'll shut it off. I'll shut the camera off here. Give me a second, guys. Don't hate me. I'm saying.